Thanks Academy and thanks Rachna Sansad. I think I owe my life to this institute, and I owe a big one to Mr. Ambedkar. Likewise, if he has regards for me, I do too. And no, no, serious, because he was a big support system for me when I was studying at the academy. I wasn't always the brightest student in class, but somehow he had faith in me and guided me the right way to go through the academic years, and also was very instrumental in exposing me to some of the important events that took place at that time, which left lasting impressions on my mind. There was a time I remember him taking me for a big seminar to do with hotels, and there was Chandu Chadda, another senior from our college, who was speaking then, and him having introduced me to them at that time. And it left a huge impression on my mind, and now we are even associates together and we work together on some projects internationally. And this college too has, what I have seen after dealing with students from various colleges from all over India. Now we have offices in 3 cities in India, so there's a huge quality difference between the students that pass up from academy compared to other colleges. It's nearly a drought situation outside, and Bombay still is my head office, and we do depend on, so some of my associates happen to be also from Rachna's, and also the quality of students that have come off from academy have been very successful. In fact, I think that some of the most successful architects in our country, a large chunk of them, perhaps even 60% of them, happen to be from the academy. Right now, lately, there have been few bright firms coming up, headed by students from Delhi, etc. But I think a large chunk, like even you go to Delhi, all the new huge constructions that you see in Gurgaon and stuff, have large chunks of them have been made by Bombay architects, and they all happen to be again from the academy. And I've spoken in the past too, and shown various projects. I think I shall show today. I'll talk about the academy, about Exotica, Reheja Exotica. It's a project in Madailin that I did for the K. Reheja Universal, and I shall speak about a restaurant that we completed on the rooftop of a hotel in Bangalore, which has been very successful, and a little run through other projects that I might have shown you in the past. Just a glimpse of Ambi Valley. We had won this in a design competition while I was working, and after college. Actually, with Professor Ambedkar's blessings, I started my firm while I when I think end of the second year of architecture, and by the time we passed off, we had a well-established office with staff, and I think a staff strength of around 5 or 6 designers, and the jobs were mainly interiors at that time. And after that, I trained in the United States for a little while in New York, and then I finally associated with a firm in Los Angeles called Gruen Associates, and we bid together for this Ambi Valley project. There were lots of large design firms, urban planning firms from around the world that was bidding for this job, and it was more important for me to get this job than Gruen Associates, because they were a huge firm. And to them, India was like back of the beyond, and most of the wives of the associates were worried about sending them to India, thinking that there's not much difference between India and Pakistan and Afghanistan. And but I took the onus on myself. I did a large amount of the hard work with their guidance, and we lined up winning the project. And this is by far my most important project, and it's the total project worth has been estimated to over $2 billion, out of which I think around three-fourths of a billion has already been spent on this project. In fact, that was the first concept, master plan that we had presented to our clients, which was more of a hand sketch than AutoCAD. All the blue central features are the large lakes that we created by creating dams in the valleys. We had to, in those days, getting this whole thing surveyed was a mammoth exercise. The drawings that we received from them were all wrong, the topography maps. There was no Google in those days, and we required aerial pictures, so we got pictures taken by INSAT satellites from ISRO. Each photograph costed us like 40,000 rupees to take a shot, and we took 7 photographs, then scanned them, then tiled them together. Now it's effortless. This was in the year end of 98. Tile them together and creating a picture like you see in Google, and that gave us a fair idea of the entire terrain. And then we got the surveys done again and did a whole lot of slope analysis and lined up identifying the locations where we would create dams. And how do you get the pointer on? नहीं अप डाउन हो गया वो पॉइंटर वो लाल पॉइंटर लेजर okay anyways all these large lakes, they end in a dam, and the largest lake is 1.5 kilometers long. And the shape was exactly the same when, after the first monsoons. It's like 60 to 70 feet deep, and it created a lake which is 1.5 kilometers long. So the modeling, there was a Shivaji's fort on top, and that's one of the smaller lakes. Some of the landscape elements. There were various consultants that had worked on this. This landscape design is not ours, but we gave concepts to the various people that worked on this. Our job was principally to do the master plan. We did not design the individual structures and stuff on this one. But all the road network, the land use, some of the landscape concepts, the golf course arrangement, the lakes was our scope of work. That's the dam. The lower picture is the dam with a sail feature on that to make it look sculptural. Lights and projections are done onto this. It makes it look dramatic at night. An image of the lake, the little town center, a small airport that we created too. I shall skip through this one. I have spoken about this in the past, so let's go through this quickly. This project is about to start again. It's an incomplete hotel now. It's very successful, but they won the court case, and we shall finally see the building getting completed now at last. It's an additional 3 lakh square feet of construction on the present site. These are the things that have been completed in the building.